Main character, Ayan Malik, a simple middle-class guy in his late 20s. He works as a freelance graphic designer and rents an old house in a quiet neighborhood. The CEO, Ethan Cross, a young tech billionaire, mysterious, cold, brilliant. It was just another Tuesday evening when Ayan unlocked the front door to his rented house and stepped inside, expecting silence and the familiar smell of leftover coffee. Instead, what he saw made him freeze in place. A man in a tailored navy suit was sitting casually on his couch, sipping espresso from one of Ayan's mismatched mugs. His shoes probably cost more than Ayan's entire wardrobe. "Can I help you?" Ayan asked cautiously, heart pounding. The man stood up, smiled like he owned the sun, and extended a hand. "You're Ayan Malik, right?" he said. "I'm Ethan Cross." Ayan blinked, confused. "Wait, the Ethan Cross? As in Cross Tech? What the hell are you doing in my house?" Ethan took a slow sip and casually dropped the bomb. "I live here now. We're roommates." "What?" Apparently, the real estate agent Ayan had dealt with had mistakenly listed the property as a co-rental. Ethan had bought into the lease last week, sight unseen, thinking the house was vacant. His penthouse in Manhattan was under renovation. He's needed a quiet, temporary space to escape media and meetings. "I need peace," Ethan explained. "I figured an old suburban house would do. I didn't realize it came with a roommate." Ayan wanted to yell, to scream, to throw the guy out. But there was a legally binding lease agreement with both their names on it. Ethan wasn't going anywhere. And just like that, Ayan's life flipped upside down. The billionaire CEO of one of the world's most powerful tech companies had moved into his house, and things were about to get complicated. The next morning, Ayan woke up to the smell of truffle omelets and the sound of classical piano echoing through the house. He shuffled into the kitchen in his pajamas and saw Ethan standing at the stove, cooking like a Michelin star chef. The table was already set with gold-trimmed plates. "Where did those even come from?" "You cook?" Ayan asked, rubbing his eyes. Ethan smiled. "I do a lot of things people don't expect." Over the next few days, their polar opposite lives clashed in every possible way. Ayan worked long hours from home, eating ramen and listening to lo-fi. Ethan took morning conference calls with international investors and casually mentioned flying to Tokyo. Later this week, if the vibe is right, he ordered silk curtains, brought in a personal stylist, and installed a state-of-the-art espresso machine that made Ayan's $15 coffee maker look like a dinosaur. But despite all the differences, something strange began to happen. At night, when things were quiet, they talked. Really talked. About life, regrets, dreams. Ayan shared how he lost his parents young and grew up with his grandmother. How design was the only thing that made sense in a messy world. Ethan, surprisingly open, confessed how exhausting it was to be surrounded by people who only wanted his money or name. He told Ayan, "This house, this weird little setup with you, it's the first thing in years that feels kind of real." Ayan didn't know what to say. He just nodded. But one night, everything shifted. Ethan got a call, and his face went pale. He stood in the hallway, phone pressed to his ear, saying nothing, just listening. Then he whispered, "How long?" A pause. "Okay, I'm coming." He hung up. Ian stepped forward. "What happened?" Ethan didn't answer. He just stared out the window and muttered, "It's my mother." Silence filled the room like fog. For the first time, Ayan saw something crack behind that billionaire smile. And just like that, their strange co-living arrangement began to feel like something deeper. One late evening, rain poured outside as Ayan and Ethan sat on the porch. Ayan with a steaming cup of chai, Ethan sipping from a crystal glass of aged whiskey. "Why this house, Ethan?" Ayan finally asked. "Why not disappear in a five-star hotel or one of your luxury condos?" Ethan stared out into the rain. "Because I was suffocating. Everyone around me wants something. Money, power, recognition. I just wanted peace. And for some reason, this house felt like it could give me that." Ayan didn't know what to say. That night, Ethan got a call. He stepped outside to take it, but his voice, usually so composed, cracked. Ayan overheard just enough. "The board is forcing my resignation. I don't care about the company anymore. Tell them they can have it." The next day, Ethan didn't leave his room. Ayan brought him food, but it sat untouched. Later that night, Ethan finally emerged, unshaven, eyes red. "Did you know I built Crosstech in my dorm room? Now they're taking it from me." Ayan looked at him quietly. "Then maybe it's time to build something else." That one sentence shifted something between them. Not as billionaire and tenant, but as two broken men learning how to be whole again. Ethan sat on the floor of the living room, back against the wall, the soft glow of the streetlight casting long shadows across his face. "Now they've taken everything," he whispered. "I gave them my whole life. Late nights, broken relationships, the best years of me, and they threw me out the moment I showed weakness." Ayan sat beside him, quietly. "You're not the company, Ethan. You're still you." Ethan looked at him, eyes searching. "And who is that? Without the suits, the money, the boardrooms, who am I now?" Silence lingered between them, heavy but honest. Over the next few days, something shifted. Ayan forced Ethan to get out of the house. They went to a local diner, watched movies on a glitchy old TV, sat in the park and watched kids play soccer. For once, Ethan laughed, not the rehearsed billionaire chuckle, but a real, chest-deep laugh. Then came the letter. Ayan found it in the mailbox. It had Ethan's name handwritten on the front. No return address. Ethan read it, and his hands trembled. "It's from my mother," he said. "I haven't heard from her in 10 years. "What does it say?" Ayan asked. Ethan folded it carefully and whispered, "She's dying, and she wants to see me." A storm of emotions clouded his face. "I don't think I can face her." "You don't have to do it alone," Ayan said. "We'll go together." Ethan looked up. "We?" "Yes, we." Ethan read the letter in silence, hands trembling. It was from his estranged mother. She had written only 2 pages, but they were filled with apologies, confessions, and the truth about why she left when he was a child. She'd been watching his rise from afar, proud but too ashamed to reach out. Ethan folded the letter gently and stared at the floor. "I thought no one cared about the real me," he whispered. "Turns out I never gave anyone the chance." That night, he didn't retreat into his room. Instead, he helped Ayan make dinner. They sat at the table like 2 brothers, 2 completely different men who had somehow saved each other without meaning to. The once quiet house buzzed with warmth. The old furniture was still there, but now paired with Ethan's subtle, modern touches. Ethan never returned to Crosstech. Instead, he started a nonprofit to teach underprivileged youth how to code, right from the garage of that same house. Ayan became the lead designer for the foundation. One morning, Ethan looked around the place and said, "You know, I came here to hide, but I think I ended up finding myself." Ayan smiled. "And I found a friend." They raised their coffee mugs in a toast, not to money, not to success, but to a life worth living.